This is Miss Tracy, and we're going to make a fun Frankenstein for Halloween using recycled boxes. So let's get started. First, you're going to need a box, and it could be small, medium, and large. You're going to need some paint brushes, a Sharpie marker, some cutout circles for googly eyes, some bonding glue or some regular Elmer's glue or glue stick, some green acrylic paint, and I've also got some black paint. What we're going to do is we're going to take our green paint and we're just going to paint over the box. And this is the fun part. And you want to put enough on there just to get it fully covered. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just have fun with it. So our monster is going to have a green face. And you could use any kind of paintbrush. I'm just using this foam brush because it goes on smoother. And we're going to be putting on 2 coats of paint. And if you want, you could also paint the bottom of it as well, even though it's not really going to be shown because it's going to stand up like this. But we can paint the bottom also. So this is really the fun, messy part. And you could use whatever size box you want. And we're going to let this dry for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and put on another coat. Now that the first coat is dry, we're going to go ahead and put on our second coat. And that way we can cover up, you can see a little bit how it's showing the lettering. And so we're going to go ahead and cover that right up with that second coat. And it's looking pretty good so far. My box has just a little bit of damage to it, but that's okay. I'm just going to paint right over it. Give our monster some character. Paint that back side as well. You can make a whole monster village with this. And you don't have to use green, you could use whatever color you want. But I thought the Frankenstein would be pretty cool. Okay, that's all done. We're going to go ahead and let that dry. It looks pretty good so far. So now that our green paint is dry, our monster needs some hair. So all I'm going to do is just do little jagged edges to create hair for our monster. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm taking a smaller paintbrush Making some Frankenstein hair. But you can make it any way you want. So much fun. Look how cool that is. And I'm going to come along the sides here too. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And we'll give him some hair in the back. And a little bit more on the sides. And then he needs some hair on the top. Or if you want your monster to have a green bald head, you can do that too. It's up to you. Okay, and that's what it should look like. And if you want to go and fill it in even more, you can. And we're going to give that a little bit of time to dry. And while that's drying, we're going to do the eyes. These are just 2 circles that I cut out of poster board. And I'm just going to make some eyes. Those don't have to be perfect. His eyes can be kind of going every which way. And we're going to let those dry for a little bit. And we're going to let this dry. And we're going to come back and attach the eyes. Now that our monster hair is all dry, it's time to add our eyes. Okay, and we got to give our monster a mouth. You could do a happy mouth, you could do a squiggly mouth. So I'm just going to kind of give him a sort of a smile. He looks happy to be a monster, doesn't he? Okay, and I think our monster needs some stitches. And maybe one over here. And you can do as many as you want. If you want to add 3 eyes on there, you can too. So that's what our monster looks like. And if you want, you can go back after everything is dry and paint the bottom of the box if you want to. Let me show you another smaller one that I made. So you got big monster and little monster. And for this one, I just used a box for the bar soap, and I was able to turn that into a monster as well. You could also use the juice boxes, save the juice boxes, and use those to make your monster. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you real soon. Bye. Five little pumpkins, sitting on a gate, sitting on a gate. The first one said, oh